Hi friendlings, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be talking to you about our hospital visit, our hospital scare, our kind of moment where we were very unsure about little Bean. And I thought it'd be really good to talk to you guys about it just because since becoming pregnant there's been a lot of things around that. If you're ever concerned or if you've ever got any worries, then you should be able to talk to your midwife about them, talk to anybody about them, just in case anything is going wrong or if there's any concern to be had. So let me take you through my kind of day, which was a week ago yesterday. It was a normal Friday. I woke up. I have been having quite a lot of pain in my pelvis and in my hips, and that morning in particular I had quite a lot of pain, but I just kind of powered through. Went to work, everything was fine, and then I went upstairs, which I rarely tend to do in our building because every time I get to the top I'm out of breath, but I got to the top and I was up there for about 15-20 minutes and I started to have really excruciating pain in the lower of my stomach that was stopping me from kind of standing up straight and walking correctly. So in my defence, I thought it was trapped wind. The reason I say that is because I've had bad trapped wind before I was pregnant, and that was the same feeling, but I've never not been able to walk with it. So I left upstairs, went down to the loo, tried to do anything to relieve that pain, and nothing would help at all. I walked from one end of the building, which is where the toilet is, all the way back to the other building where my desk is. By the time I got back to my desk, I still was in excruciating pain. I thought, now if I wasn't pregnant, I'd probably sit at my desk and power through and be like, oh, I'll be alright, it's definitely trapped wind. But no, I picked up my phone, I went straight to my manager and I was like, right, I'm going to phone the doctors because I said I'm in a lot of pain. I don't know why. I said the only thing I'm thinking is it's trapped wind, but I'm not entirely sure. Obviously being my first child, I don't really know what to expect, and also I don't want to miss anything that potentially could go wrong, or if there is a problem I'd much rather catch it early. So I was on the phone to the doctors trying to get through, could not get through. The next thing I know I'm being put in a car and I'm being driven up to the hospital. So my work day, this wasn't exactly going to plan, and this all happened at around 12:30 in the afternoon. I then phoned Ollie and said, I just want to make you aware that I'm on my way to the hospital, and I said there's not, don't want to scare you, but I said I'm in a lot of pain down below and then my lower stomach, and that's what's happening and that's where I'm going. So he automatically said to work about leaving, which was absolutely fine, and I was talking to him about meeting us at the hospital, etc. At this point, what was running through my head was I was in a lot of pain. I was doing a lot of my hypno breathing, which helped a lot, trying to get through the pain, but what was kind of going through my mind was, I don't know why I hurt. Is it going to be something silly over just being trapped wind? But I also could feel her moving. I could feel baby Bean still kicking me and still moving. Now that to me was good. I could still feel her, but B, I was also thinking, is she distressed in some sort of way? And that's what I said to Ollie on the phone. I was like, just to let you know, I can still feel her. So from both our sides, that kind of gave us that little bit of relief, shall we say. So we got to the hospital, we were sat in the waiting room. I went in for pee sample, spoke to them and I said, literally it feels like trapped wind, but obviously I don't know. They asked me what pain kind of scale I was on, and I said it was about a 6 when I was trying to walk, but when I was sat down it wasn't too bad unless I tried to move. So they were like, oh okay, well we'll do bloods and then we'll start finding out what's going on from there. So I was like, oh, okay, well the doctor doesn't seem too worried because we're in A&E, etc. So maybe everything will be right. Next thing I know, we're being pulled through to another room, like half an hour later. I'm being put into a wheelchair and they're wheeling me to the maternity block. And they wheel me up to the floor's called Deben, but it's basically a consultant-led ward where you give birth or etc. Things start moving. So we get onto the ward and they put us in a birthing room. Now at this point me and Ollie are like, holy crap, like what's going on? Why have they put me in here? Because they weren't telling us anything because they didn't want us to panic, etc, etc. But I think they thought, as it's our first kid, that they thought we were going into labour, and I just didn't know it, because they kept asking me if I had any contracting pains or my stomach tightening or anything like that, and I said I haven't, it's just general pain. So they put monitors onto Bean, and she didn't like that at all. One was to measure the tightness of my belly, and the other one was to that's the cat, and one was to measure the heart rate. Now the heart rate they measured for half an hour, waiting for the doctor to come down from surgery. In this time Ollie had to go back to the house because we had no paperwork on us, which we didn't actually know we had to keep our paperwork on us. So if you guys are as late as we are now, 32 weeks, or if you were leading up to this point, make sure you've always got your documents on you, because that's the one thing that they want from you, which we had no idea. Luckily we only live around the corner from the hospital, so Ollie came home to get those, nearly got hit by a car walking across the zebra crossing on the way, so luckily that didn't happen. And then in that time frame that Ollie had left and that, they were just checking that she was okay. So by the time that Ollie had come back, it was about 10 minutes later after that they checked the readings, and they said it was absolutely fine. She was absolutely fine, which was a huge relief for me and Ollie. And then the doctor came in and I'm not gonna lie, made me feel a bit silly, and was like, have you gone to the toilet today? And I said no. They said, did you go yesterday? And I said yes. I have been constipated quite bad recently, but I have had movement. Now, they were trying to get at the fact that I hadn't been, and that was the reason I was in a lot of pain, but I'd been struggling to go, so I think it was just all the pressure, and I think she's moved, well, she had moved. She was causing a lot of pressure down for me to pass. It was just literally all to do with my bowel, so I felt really silly, but I was really glad that I went. And I think it's really important to talk about, because I think too many people worry or they're embarrassed about what could be the actual reason. And I think after doing it once, I'd feel a lot more confident now doing it again and again and again if I have any concerns, because at the end of the day you don't know your body. Well, you do know your body, but I mean as in you don't know everything. Doctors learn a lot more, and although I felt like an absolute tit at the end, I'm on now Lactolose, which you can get in any pharmacist. We got ours from Tesco Pharmacy, and it basically just helps regulate you, and it's been a lifesaver. I feel so much better after a week and a day than I did a week ago. You know, sat in that hospital, I was in so much agony, even going for a wee, getting onto the bed, walking, everything. It just felt horrendous, and I felt like an absolute tit. But at the end of the day, I feel so much better now. I've got so much more better movement. She's now moved down, so she's started to engage, so that's probably why I'm having all of these problems, but at least we know everything's okay. But I just really wanted to talk to you guys about it because it's so important, and I know that there's so much talk around this, and I just thought it'd be really nice just to kind of cover the fact of I had a moment where I literally did not know what to do. And me and Ollie literally did not know what to do in that time. So if you guys have been through the same thing, if you've got any questions, feel free to leave me a comment. But I just think that overall, your baby is the most important thing. And at the end of the day, if you don't know what's going on with your body, then definitely should start asking questions. But yeah, so that's pretty much what happened. Freaking out wise and feelings wise, about 11. Feel a lot better now, but it definitely made things feel a lot more real, being in that room and like sitting in the bed and having Ollie next to me, and I had a little bit of a breakdown moment in there as well, because it's just you know, 8 weeks time she'll be here. She could be here before then. But yeah, so I really hope you enjoyed this video. I thought, you know, it's sweet and short and sweet, but it's to the point, and I just wanted to put it out there that that's what we've been doing and that's what we've experienced, and that it's nothing to be shameful that you ended up in hospital over poo. So yeah, so I hope you enjoyed this video. I will see you guys all next time, and in the meantime, look after yourselves and don't feel like a tit if you have to ask a silly question, even if it has to relate to poo. So I will see you guys all next time. Bye.